That's all you, Christian. You're always introducing it in the beginning.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Axios Fucks podcast. Silly, what episode are we on?
41. 4-1.
Perfect. I just got notification that my internet is unstable, but we're just gonna
Just
roll with
like
it.
you,
I
dude.
think
You're unstable. Your brain is unstable.
my life would seem so unstable to most people. It just looking at it would be so stressful.
Did you hear the
Sometimes, like, I can't even think about it too much because if I get too caught up in like the minutia and how I'm doing what I'm doing, it stresses me out. I'm one video getting seen by my clients away from having an entire panic attack.
dude, today I'm in the office and they go, "Oh wow, you got back really fast." And I go,
Who?
"Someone in the office." And
Oh,
I go, "What do you mean?" They're like, "You were in Istanbul, right?" I go,
oh my
"I
gosh.
wasn't in Istanbul. That's Christian." Um, but what do you want to talk about today? You had a term for
Yeah, so I just kind of came up with this. We can name it the rubber band effect. So basically, when you take a rubber band and you stretch it, you pull it. And if you've ever done it in class where you like put it on your finger and you shoot it out like a gun,
it.
um, it's because it was under tension. If you don't make it under tension, it will never move forward. So I think it's a good analogy for our life. And one thing that I've realized whenever I travel, I really only have myself to rely on, whether I'm going down a dark alley and no one has my location, I don't have Wi-Fi for WhatsApp,
Mm-hmm.
or I need cash, whatever it is. And I've been in situations where, my bills were too high for the income that I had. I've been in situations where um, I made an investment and immediately regretted it, and different situations like that. Or I made like, donations that were way above what I expected. And it was just a decision I made in the moment. And then immediately fear, and you have to act fast. But I think that creativity, growth, progress is all in um, that realm where you're stretching yourself beyond where you previously had been stretching yourself.
So what we're gonna do, Christian, we're gonna keep it. This thing's gonna be a little bit more. It's gonna go back and forth. So like examples of stretching. Let me hear one from you
Mm-hmm.
first. What's an example of making it so you're gonna stretch? And I'm gonna give you. Okay, actually, before you do that, people, right? I'm in a garage, right? A car garage,
Uh-huh.
right? And I see people getting
Uh-huh.
in their cars. I don't know their situations at home. I don't know how things are at home, but I see these
Mm-hmm.
cars, and it's there's no problem with it. They're just kind of subpar, right? They're not great cars. And I think to myself, dude, there's people I know in this garage who are doing way better, but they're thinking so analytically and like logistically about their about what they're buying,
Mm-hmm.
that they're never going to get to that point where they feel comfortable based off their numbers to get something they really want.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying by that? Are you getting the example I'm kind of giving you?
Oh, a
Um,
thousand percent. Like
right.
what Bob Proctor says. He says, don't have an A type goal. He says, don't have an A type goal, what you know you can do. Don't have a B type goal, what you think you can do. Have a C type goal, the fantasy goal of what you want, what you really want. Shoot for what you want. Don't shoot for what you think you can do. Don't shoot for what you want to do, or sorry, what you've done before, because that's not going to cause growth. It's only going to cause you to grow if you're shooting for what you really want and you're not putting those limitations before you even try.
Mm-hmm. I think like for me, like if I could tell, and it sounds sick. It sounds sick. I remember like when for example, these are examples of expansion, dude. That looks amazing. Was that an espresso cappuccino?
Cappuccino.
Oh, dude. Okay. Anyways, um, so
Turkish style.
Turkish delight. So when people when people are to join an office or become, get into the business,
Okay,
I
Edmund.
huh?
Is it okay, Edmund from Narnia?
Oh yeah, from Narnia. Um,
Turkish delights.
so, so when people get in the business, dude, I've said it multiple times and people were like react. I'm like, dude, just quit your job. Go full time.
Yeah.
Your job, go full time.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we did. We were working on Amazon. I was
Dude, literally,
scanning boxes.
like hundreds of bucks a day. But people
Beep, beep.
but people like you tell someone to do something like that and it's so out of the norm, it's so uncomfortable. But unfortunately, dude, to be part of the big dogs or be a part of
Yeah.
the big leagues, you have to do something like that. And I've learned you have to do stupid. Sometimes you have to do what people would consider to be stupid to even get into the realm of being potentially bigger. Um, it's unfortunate, but like if you really want to get bigger, you need to do certain things. And the initial reaction is very uncomfortable to, let's say, make a purchase that
Mhm.
based on numbers you can't afford, but you just got to know that you can do it just off of confidence and you could even say being conceited, right?
Yeah, I agree. And I want to add something to that. A lot of people that want to go do something, they will research the ends of the internet earth or universe, finding out all the intricate details. And what you will most likely find is people giving you reasons why you aren't ready. So, for example, don't start that new business unless you have 6 months in reserves. Now, I get why people do this. They don't want any liability on themselves for telling somebody to quit their job and go full time. But here's the thing. You're not going to have 6 months in reserves if you absolutely hate your job and you're forcing yourself to go binge
It's
drink
so
on the
facts,
weekends,
actually. Yeah, that's
and
the point.
it's just not going to happen. So for all the people who think that they need to do all this research, all you're going to find is reasons why you aren't ready. So you just have to do it.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean? Like as long as you're at this job and you need a reserve 6 months, let's say you have 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. What, you're going to wait another, what, 3 months of you binge drinking on the weekends? Like your odds of that making it happen when you're just like putting these layers of limitations on you is just going way down. You're being
and and
counterproductive.
well, the thing is too, though, the thing is the first step is realizing that it's the right thing to do to stretch yourself. Because honestly, prior to, I mean, you've heard like we've been in reg cycles. Let's say we're buying something or giving money away. Every time you'd spend, let's say you
Mhm.
gave away, let's just for say, for example, $1,000, right? Your threshold for giving away $1,000 is pretty easy now. Then you go to giving away 5,000, and then you go to spending 10,000 in one go. Every time your threshold gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The thing is, the first thing is you have to realize that doing these things are good for you. And the second
Mhm.
is actually going searching for ways to do that. Because a lot of the times they're not going to come to you. You're going to be like, oh, this is a bad idea. And you're never going to allow it to happen. And you're never going to expand. I'm so grateful for me, at least, Christian. My example is like, I have been able to realize what I can stretch myself to. I can
Right.
stretch it. Every time I stretch to a certain point, I know I can stretch it a little bit further.
But
But
before you did that the first time, you wouldn't have known that, hey,
no,
this is actually possible.
well, I didn't know it was possible, but I did know it was good. So I searched for
Wow.
it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Step one is to
Mhm.
search for it. Search for ways to
Mhm.
stretch. And then once you can figure out ways you can stretch, you keep taking down walls and you can stretch it even further and further and further. Because I don't know, Christian, maybe you would have done this years back, but I don't know if you'd be going to Turkey without speaking Turkish or going to Colombia without knowing Spanish. I don't think you would have done it.
Definitely not.
No. So
Definitely not. The
experience.
level that I have to lean on myself is yeah, it just comes from experience. There's nothing else. Experience of doing the unknown. It wouldn't have worked out if I hadn't been through what I've been through.
No, and I think that's really what it is. I think at first you have to force yourself. I had to force myself because I saw that people were doing really well. I forced myself to believe it was a good thing to do at first. And then after that fact, I searched for ways to do these things.
Mhm.
So like the natural person would be like, what the hell? Why is this person searching for ways to stretch himself? Now it's just like common knowledge for me. Like whatever can stretch me out further, I just do. you know? You there? Ooh, losing you a little
Yeah.
bit. Oh, I was losing you a little for a little bit. But that's what I think. I mean, I think the rubber band effect. I think it's like every time if you stretch out a rubber band so much, it starts to get the kick or the pullback of it gets looser and looser and looser. So the more you stretch it, the looser it gets. So then it gets
Yeah,
longer and longer and longer. So I think that's what I have to say about this whole
I
thing.
agree.
Anything else?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And there's different ways to do this. Like
It
it
doesn't have
doesn't
to
have to
just
be, if you don't have the cash, maybe it's you spending an extra 2 hours working, or it's just stretching yourself in some way.
Mhm,
And then you can kind of apply it to every area. What if you, instead of like not running, you run 2 miles today instead of one?
mhm.
It can be in any realm, and it's just stretching beyond what you were doing before. And if you can do this over a period of time, like for example, it's 1 a.m. right now. I'm in Turkey. I just made like 100 calls. Now we're doing this podcast. I've
Mhm.
never done this before.
No.
Nothing that I did today, besides obviously the phone calls and the podcast, but in this way has been something I've ever done before. This is all new to me.
I think you know what's funny is like I thought about it the other day. When I moved out to
Can you
Cali,
hear me?
right? Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? I can hear you. Do you have the shittiest Wi-Fi, man?
I'm back. I
Dude,
don't know what happened.
you need to tell these Turks, man, to fix it.
Dude,
Uh,
yeah, this is actually a big problem.
yeah,
This
this
is
is the
an issue.
problem.
But yeah, so that's basically what I was saying.
Yeah,
Did you get that
we got it
last
all.
part?
We got it
Okay,
all.
perfect.
What I was trying to say was the example was when I first moved out to Cali, dude, I remember I was like, I need a car, right? I had like
Mhm.
2 weeks. I had 2 weeks that showed like two commission payments. And I went to the first dealership I could find.
What did I say? What did I say? Because I think you immediately put some barriers in front and said, "Hey, I don't think I can get a car. My credit's not developed. I don't have
Yeah,
cash." And I was like, "Oh, no problem. We'll get you a car. We'll go to Enterprise."
yeah, dude, went to Enterprise. I got a two, dude. I've always had pretty good, like decently new cars. Um, I got like a 2000, I don't know, 16 or something. Dude, think about this. I sell them so fast. It's like a 2016 like Nissan Sport, and it was like a 25% interest, like
Yeah.
unbelievable predator loan. But then I think about it, how many times I've stretched I've stretched it so much, dude. Then I got, then I was able to get the Mercedes. And then after that, I was able to get
Mhm.
now I was able to get my new one. So like I kept on stretching the envelope until I could fit it in there.
Mhm.
So I don't know, you gotta stretch.
Yeah, exactly. Eh, Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like you could have said 20 reasons why, hey, I shouldn't get this car. It's going to hold me back having this interest rate. But no, you took it what you could do at the tools that you were handed at that time, or the resources you had, even though they weren't the best, and
Mhm.
you flipped it into something good.
And the funny thing is, dude, I'm just thinking about it now. I don't even know what my interest rate is now. I didn't even look at it. I don't even know what it
Yeah.
was because honestly, I just don't really care. I just know now I
Yeah.
need to switch it. Now it's like there's a new threshold. Like I'm excited about the car, but I'm also thinking already when I was like signing the paperwork, he's like, the next thing is a C63 AMG. And I'm like, oh, dude, there's something better I have to come back here in the next 2 years for. And I'm thinking, okay, now I got to get used to this.
Right.
And then go stretch.
Fresh car.
Yeah, there's always something better.
Exactly.
There's always something better. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, that's enough for me. I mean, I don't know if you have any last words.
Let's do it.
Okay.
No, that's it. If you guys listen to this all the way through and you share this on your story, tag me and Vasily on it, and we'll feature you on our stories. And yeah, that's
Awesome.
about it.
Okay, Christian. I'll catch you later.
Okay, Vasily. Talk to you later. Peace.
Peace.